Why don't you ever ask a Roman for directions because all roads lead to Rome? Now that's a joke, but let me tell you a charming tale that will have you chuckling. Once upon a time, in the heart of Rome, I found myself utterly lost. The street signs you see were as perplexing as a sphinx's riddle, each one pointing in seemingly random directions. In my desperation, I turned to the locals, hoping they could steer me right. But oh, the Romans, with their twinkling eyes and playful grins, led me on a merry dance. One minute I was heading towards the Pantheon. The next I was staring at the Spanish Steps. It was a delightful, dizzying, disorienting dance through the city, a real Roman rhapsody. It taught me a priceless lesson too. When in Rome, you're not just a tourist, you're a player in a grand, whimsical game of hide and seek. And that, my friends, is why you should always carry a map in Rome. Did you know the Roman Forum was the social media of ancient Rome, except instead of likes and comments, they had marble columns and statues? Imagine posting a selfie and instead of a thumbs up, you get a life-size statue of yourself. Talk about an ego boost. The Roman Forum was the place to be. It was the shopping mall, the political hub, and the gossip center all rolled into one. It was where Julius Caesar strolled and Cicero orated. Now it's a maze of ruins that whispers tales of glory days gone by. There's a funny story about the temple of Vestal Virgins. These ladies were tasked with keeping Rome's sacred fire burning. If it went out, they believed Rome would fall. No pressure, right? But here's the kicker. If a Vestal Virgin failed, she was buried alive. So remember, if you want to feel like a true Roman, a visit to the Forum is a must. The Pantheon, a marvel of ancient architecture and a pigeon paradise. Now, you might be wondering, pigeons at the Pantheon? But let me assure you, these feathery fellas have made themselves quite at home amidst the towering columns and grand dome. Legend has it that a particularly plucky pigeon once tried to nest in the Oculus, the Pantheon's famous central opening. Unfortunately for him, gravity was not on his side. But don't worry, he's now a much-beloved urban legend, the fallen angel of the Pantheon, if you will. But it's not all about the pigeons. The Pantheon itself is a testament to Rome's rich history. Built over 2,000 years ago, it stands as one of the best preserved of all ancient Roman buildings. Its massive dome is still the world's largest unreinforced concrete dome, a true marvel of engineering. So, if you're an architecture enthusiast or a bird watcher, the Pantheon is the place for you. The Trevi fountain, where tourists throw coins and wishes into the water. But be careful not to throw your passport by mistake. Now you might chuckle, but this has actually happened. Picture this. A flustered tourist, fumbling through their pockets, grabs a coin to make a wish, and in goes the passport too. Talk about an unexpected twist to a holiday. Over the years, the fountain has become a wishing well of sorts, collecting more than just coins. From keys to sunglasses, even a false tooth once. The fountain has seen it all, but don't let these hilarious mishaps distract you from the fountain's grandeur. This marvel of Baroque architecture, with its dramatic sculptures and cascading water, is a testament to Rome's rich history and artistic legacy. So remember to bring some spare change when you visit the Trevi fountain. Who knows, your wish might just come true. Spanish Steps, Piazza, Navona, Trastevere. The holy trinity of Roman sightseeing. Just don't try to pronounce them after a few glasses of wine. Now imagine this, there you are, standing at the base of the Spanish Steps. You've got 135 steps to conquer, and you're already slightly out of breath from the excitement. You're not alone. There's an elderly couple on their golden anniversary trip, huffing and puffing their way up, determined to reenact a scene from their favorite classic Roman holiday. There's also a gaggle of school children racing to the top, oblivious to the historical significance of the steps they're stomping on. Ah, the charm of youthful ignorance. Moving on from the Spanish Steps, you find yourself in the heart of Piazza Navona. It's a feast for the eyes and a nightmare for anyone with a fear of pigeons. It's like a Hitchcock film come to life, but with more gelato and less terror. You're dodging pigeons, street artists, and the odd rogue football, all while trying to capture that perfect Instagram shot of the fountains. It's a mad, mad world, but oh, the stories you'll tell. Finally, you stumble into Trastevere, the bohemian rhapsody of Rome. The aroma of freshly baked bread and simmering tomato sauce wafts from every corner. You're drawn into a tiny trattoria, where the waiter insists you try their house special, even though you can't pronounce it. But you're game, and soon you're feasting on the best meal of your life, with a glass of local wine that you can't remember the name of, but will never forget the taste. Navigating these 3 locations is like running a delightful, chaotic, and utterly unforgettable obstacle course. But it's all part of the Roman experience. Each misstep, each wrong turn just adds to the charm and the stories you'll carry with you. So get your walking shoes ready for the Spanish steps, your camera for Piazza Navona, and your appetite for Trastevere. Ever wondered what Rome looks like underground? Well, it's not as glamorous as you might think. Imagine you're a tourist, armed with your camera and guidebook, ready to dive into the rich history of the eternal city. You've seen the grandeur of the Colosseum, marveled at the Pantheon and made a wish at the Trevi fountain. But now you're about to embark on a journey that's a little off the beaten path. You're going underground into the Catacombs and onto the Appian way. Let's start with the Catacombs. Picture this. You're walking through a labyrinth of narrow tunnels surrounded by walls lined with tombs. It's dark, it's chilly, and let's be honest, it's a little bit creepy, but don't worry, you're not alone. You're in the company of thousands of ancient Romans. Well, their remains at least. The catacombs are a fascinating insight into Rome's past, a subterranean city of the dead, but they're not exactly what you'd call glamorous. They're certainly not going to win any beauty contests against the Colosseum or the Pantheon, but that's part of their charm. They're a reminder that Rome isn't just about grand monuments and breathtaking architecture. It's also about history, and sometimes that history is buried deep beneath the city streets. And then there's the Appian Way, one of the oldest roads in the world. It's an ancient highway, once bustling with Roman soldiers and traders. Now it's a picturesque path lined with ruins and flanked by fields. It's a great place for a leisurely stroll, but don't be fooled by its peaceful appearance. The Appian Way has seen its fair share of history. It's witnessed wars, triumphs and tragedies. It's a road that's been traveled by emperors and slaves, saints and soldiers. So if you're feeling adventurous, why not take a stroll down the Appian Way or explore the catacombs? Just remember to bring a torch. The catacombs are dark, and you wouldn't want to stumble upon an ancient Roman skeleton unprepared, would you? That would certainly make for an interesting travel story, but perhaps not the kind you were hoping for. And there you have it, a whirlwind tour of Rome without even needing to leave your couch. We've journeyed together through the ancient ruins of the Roman Forum, shared a few laughs with the pigeons at the Pantheon and made wishes at the Trevi fountain. Not to mention we've explored the triple threat of Rome, the Spanish Steps, Piazza Navona and Trastevere, places that truly embody the vibrant spirit of this eternal city. But let's not forget our underground adventure in the catacombs and our delightful stroll down the Appian Way, where we were admittedly a bit underwhelmed, but hey, not every road leads to Rome, right? Now for a final chuckle, let me share a little anecdote. Picture this. A tourist standing in front of the Trevi fountain, pocket full of coins, ready to make a wish. He takes a deep breath, closes his eyes, and with all his might, throws the coin over his shoulder. But instead of hearing the satisfying plunk of the coin hitting the water, he hears a startled squeal. Turns out he's hit an unsuspecting passerby right on the head. So remember, folks, when in Rome, do aim your coins carefully at the Trevi fountain. In conclusion, Rome is more than just a city. It's a living, breathing museum, a gastronomic paradise, and a place where every corner holds a story. It's a city that can make you laugh, make you think, and sometimes even make you aim your coins a bit more carefully. And remember, in Rome, do as the Romans do. Eat, explore, and most importantly, enjoy. Now, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep your passport handy for your next adventure.